Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Invin and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a video on the most useful resources that are external to New World that I personally have been using and that my company's been using and some other creator friends and such that you guys should be able to use in time for launch and beyond that are going to be super useful for helping you do abundance of different things. So firstly, what I'm going to start off with here today is like the official sources. So I'm going to go over Twitter, the website, and also looking at Steam forums. So I'm going to show you how that's useful. And then I'm going to go on to some unofficial or unaffiliated websites and such with Amazon Game Studio, but things that are still very pivotal and useful for when you are playing New World in any sense for different things. So I'm going to go over all of those quickly today. So starting off, obviously, Twitter, you guys know, is at New World on Twitter or at Play New World on Twitter. For their official one, it's got a blue tick, so you know it's them. And yeah, basically, there's a ton of information that they tweet out. Obviously, all of their announcements come pretty much through Twitter at the moment, so it's certainly worth following them on there if you do have an account. And you know, if you want to follow Invin on Twitter, it's at Mr. Invin with a second N because somebody stole Mr. Invin, so we got two N's on there. Anyway, moving on to the next one here, we're going to be looking at the New World official website. As you guys can see here, there's a ton of information. They update everything that they have going on, so all of their news, such as when the open beta was released, the soundtrack, the As of Tree coming to life, etc. They have an abundance of things so you can find out about the game, which tells you all the information you need to know as a brief overview. It gives you a map of the world, it gives you a media section and a frequently asked questions, as well as a social tab for the creator program, which I am a part of, the community content section, which is anything like community tweets that they've retweeted, and then a forums, obviously, when the game is up. And on top of that, you've got the news tab, which I said there just gives you all of the official announcements and certain things that they want to share through the website there, which is really, really cool. We also then have indeed the Steam forums. Now this might seem like a bit of a rogue suggestion because obviously they're not essentially official. A lot of these people posting here won't be official, but a lot of the times the Amazon Game Studio developer Winsward is on here and a few others that have the developer tag, so you know it's actually them responding to comments and such. And there can be some useful things on here on an unofficial note as well. So things right now, so what server will you be playing on Europe? And it's a poll. So if we go into that, they've done a straw poll for people of distribution of the servers, what you wanting to play and such. So there can be some really, really useful things on the New World site, on the New World Steam forum here. So certainly worth having a look at if that's something you're interested in for seeing official developer responses to as well. So next up, what I want to do is give you some unofficial sites that are not necessarily affiliated with Amazon Game Studios. The first few I gave you there are kind of like your news sources if you wanted to keep up to date with it like I am, although I will bring you videos on every single update we get. If anyone wants to stay in the loop in their own time and read over articles and such that they release, those official sources are your best place for that. This is going to be more like resources for actually when you get into the game, things you can use to help you do well, help you do better, find things, and learn about the game a little bit more. So obviously, you guys have seen me use WorldForge before. This site allows you to make your own builds. You can get an attributes guide and see what the perks are for each of the thresholds. You can go over the weapons and which each of their abilities are. Item affixes, so which items you should pick up by selecting your primary and secondary preferred stats. Monster types are on there as well, which we covered in a video the other day. And of course, expeditions are on here in their own section too. This website is really, really good for all sorts of different things, but if you're wanting to theorycraft a little bit ahead of launch in terms of things like a build, it's perfect for doing all of that because you're able to do a ton of different things with the website, like testing out which attributes will scale better, which weapons will work better, and what perks and abilities you can actually run on each weapon, and that's going to be super useful ahead of the launch there. You've then also got New World Fans, so big shout out to New World Fans. Again, this is by Studio Loot. They are part of this as well, and I'll leave all these websites linked in the description below. New World Fans have a whole host of things. They have a ton of guides where you're able to see different things about the game. So beginners guides, crafting guides, expeditions, all sorts of stuff really useful. They have a full database on everything that's inside the game, so you can check out each and every different thing if you want to find something specific. Go down to its category, for example, gems, and click onto it, for example, there. They also have builds, which are community submitted builds. So if we go into this here, you can see what people are using, and these, you know, tell you when they're last updated, how many likes they've got, and you can sort it by authors or names and purposes, weapons, and the latest post, or like, for example, the most liked post. If we do that and then click filter, it'll show us here. The most liked post is this one here, which is called the Axeman. So there's plenty of different stuff you can have a look at there if you wanted to hypothesize or copy some different builds that might be good. It's a really good place to go. You have also got all of the weapons on here as well, which shows you all the abilities and skill trees should you want to look at that on a different website or the same website that you're on currently as well. So that's another option. Then you can also go onto the map, which will bring up their interactive map that they have for this, which is really, really good and detailed. It shows you literally everything that's possibly here. This is what you get when you first load into it, so you'll probably want to change some of the filters. You probably don't want all of this stuff on, but there's some really cool things on here. It tells you where iron is, cranberries, nuts. Literally, you can have everything selected like right now, and it tells you where all the urns, so chests and things are, all the mobs, all the drops, literally everything. So it's a fantastically detailed map, very, very accurate and super useful if you are obviously looking to certainly find specific things in and around Eternum. And finally, they do also have a company listing. This one is where they'll show all of the companies. And again, you can filter this by each of the different categories here. And you can find a company to join if you don't already have one that is still recruiting through this website if they've registered their own company there as well. So you can list your own company if you want to, or you can search through them, find one that you might want to join, which is a really cool little addition. So that is New World Fans. You then have New World Database. This website is really, really cool. You've got tons of really in-depth detail. Again, you've got a database of pretty much everything that is in New World currently to date. And they keep this updated, so they keep putting extra things on. As you can see, database got all sorts of stuff. You've also got with New World Database here, you've got tables. So it tells you how much XP is required per level, so you can see all the XP to get it up to level 60. Your total XP will have to be 2,350,000, which is this value here. You have also got all the things that you can put, like weapon mastery, territory standing, crafting, refining, and gathering as well. Then you've got tooltips, so you can have a look at the tooltip stuff there. You've got a skill builder system, so again, you can pick the weapon out and look at the skills. And then they also have links to a map, a fishing guide, and a leveling guide, although I think these are external links to the website itself. But bear in mind that they do have pretty much all the information you would need on this, including on the database. They've got things like the quests, so that you can have a look through those, creatures, gatherables, shops, etc., all of the good stuff. Big shout out to Zaya as well for this, because he's done a lot of work on this. It's a super good website, so that again will be linked in the description for you guys if you want to check it out. Very, very useful. Would highly recommend using it. We then have the trusty old Tradesman Bible here. As you guys may well know, big shout out to Tesh. He's one of the guys that has worked really, really hard on this. And this is a fantastic resource if you're looking at anything trade-like. So just pulling my cam across to the other side of the screen so you guys can see it. It tells you how to use the tool, what you can do if you want a video guide. A big shout out to Fusion Thunder. He has created a video guide there. You can see there's a link to it if you go onto this page. Again, I'll leave the page, the Tradesman Bible page, this one right here, linked in the description. If you guys want to watch Fusion's video, the link is on there. And there's all sorts of good stuff on this. Everything to do with crafting. You won't be able to read any of that because it's very, very small text that's zoomed out right now. But basically, they just update it every time there's an update. Tons and tons of stuff that you can actually go over in terms of gathering, crafting, refining, all sorts of really, really good stuff. And as you can see here, Tesh presents it. It's Chapter 2, XP and Resources. And there's all kinds of manner of things. Anything you might have in terms of questions relating to crafting, it's probably answered in this guide, okay? It's a very, very good resource. Highly recommend checking it out. Again, it will be linked in the description for that one. Then moving on to kind of bigger unofficial sources that most people will know about, but is still really, really useful for things to check. You've obviously got Reddit here, so this is r/New World Game. For anyone that doesn't really know how Reddit works, essentially, if I zoom this in a little bit for you all, the r/ is the subreddit, so that's the one that is for this. Now, it's not officially supported by Amazon Game Studio, but it is maintained by a team of moderators who are trying to basically maintain the accuracy of information and such. And as you can see here, there's 112,000 people on this already and 12.9k online right now. If you've got any questions about how this works, there is obviously rules here you can read. You can click on that and the subreddit rules will appear. And essentially what happens on Reddit is you get posts, people can upvote them, and you can filter by things. So currently the hot means, you know, what's happening now, but you can do things like top. So we can see the top post of today, and it's kind of like memes and stuff, which is cool. And then obviously if you filter it from today to maybe this month, and it'll be like the top rated post of this month. So anything, you know, kind of funny or influential will be at the top there. And if we do just go back to the hot page there, you can see the pinned tweets. This is a Q&A discussion thread, and also giving away 2 copies of the game, which is on there. Again, not sure what they exactly are, but they are some really good stuff. And things like this here: infographic on game release prep, self prep, boss prep, parent prep, partner prep, kids prep, pets prep, etc. All kinds of like funny meme type stuff on this. So if you guys want to check out the subreddit, again, this will be linked in the description. Some really good information put on there. A lot of really hardworking community members that have found tons of fun and useful information, so certainly worth checking out, and kind of more of a big side official type thing, but not supported directly. Then you've got New World Map Interactive, which is a map Genie version, similar to the one from New World Fans on New World Database, but again, it's just another version. Again, has in-depth stuff that you can put on the side here, so you can add different, maybe, like you might, for example, want to see outposts, but you don't want to see spirit shrines. You can turn things on and off on different filters there, and it's a very in-depth and detailed map, again, telling you where the zones are for enemies, etc., and obviously expeditions, all that kind of good stuff. So again, another option for a map to use. Just use whichever one kind of fits your art style and preferences, I guess, but this is another really good option. So finally, coming back to my own channel here just to round up today's video. I hope you all have enjoyed and found today's video useful and informative. If you have, please do make sure to leave a like on today's videos. It really does help me and the channel out. If you are new and you'd like to see more New World content, be sure to subscribe. I'm going to be bringing you guys as much informative content before launch and just afterwards as well, and I'm going to be uploading every single day from now and beyond launch too, so make sure you don't miss out on any of that. If you would like to join the Discord community, the link for that will be in the description and in the comments down below. We've got over 800 people in there now, so we'd love to have you a part of that. Make sure you click on the links down below and join up. It'd be great to have you over there. And other than that, if you'd like to support me directly as a content creator here on YouTube, the join button is just below, or indeed on the channel right here. You can click on that and see what options we have available for you there to join the membership program if you'd like to do so. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, guys. Take care and peace.